Hello, greetings. It's been a while since I've done a commentary video style, you know? You know, Mama has been busy, of course, streaming and whatever other shenanigans I'm doing behind the scenes, of course. Um, so I know this video is a little bit late when it comes to at least the patch note for Genshin Impact, right? And the one thing I have to say though about it, like, yes, I understand, I may not have like the biggest voice around here, right? Because everyone else blew up, during the whole COVID pandemic thing, right? But I have been playing this game since closed beta, of course. For those who don't know me, I am, my chat referenced me as the Genshin grandma, of course, or the dawn of Genshin. And I just saw the most recent update for Genshin Impact. I think it was the 4.5 or so. And I have to say, probably the worst update I've ever seen in my entire life. There's like a couple things. The events are just whatever. It's just the same. It's just the same thing. But then like the problem is I have with it, right, is that the combat part of the event, well, it made it 10 times more easier. I hardly ever use sometimes the effects or so or the special thing that they use or so for the combat event most of the time. The mini games is like, it's whatever, I've officially turned off the sound of Genshin Impact because, I just don't want to listen to the music anymore because it always puts me to sleep every single time when I turn it on to play it on stream at the beginning of stream to do my gachas, of course, And what I want to talk about, right, is their new banner system that they set it to shout, of course. Which it was, I saw, we reacted to a video, so haven't really posted it because I kind of forgot. Specifically, I was taking a look at it, and it was the same thing as what I thought it was in the leaks, of course. So far the leaks have been pretty accurate, so I've just been rolling with the leaks. And I have to say, this was probably the worst new banner system I've ever seen in my entire life. Cause like, it's like the weapon banner, but like more shorter on the, what do you say, the point system or whatever you want to call it, path or whatever you want to do. So the main problem is what I have with it, right, is like, let's say for example you have 80 pulls, right, or wishes I should say, and let's say for example you wanted to get an albedo, right, because Chiori's sword, it's gonna be a thing, right? He's probably one of the most rarest characters, besides Eula being on there too as well, and Klee as well. And Artenta is more harder than it comes to when it comes to Genshin Impact skins mod, Well, the mods do the job for it anyway, so besides MiHoYo doing, or Hoyoverse I should say, actually doing actual good proper skins, without actually nerfing someone's chest size. Yeah, I know. I saw what they did to Shenhe. I wanted to buy the skin, but then when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, no thank you. Like I said before, right? So let's go back to, if you have 80 pulls, right? You want to go for the character, right? For Albedo, right? You pull on the Chronicle Wishes banner. When you pull on it specifically, if you go up to 80, you get your 5-star, but it's not the designated 5-star, and instead you got yourself a gene, which it's pretty bad because it's still a 50-50 shot on either getting one of the limited characters or one of the standard characters, because there's a Diluc, there's a Jean, and there's a Mona, and then you have a Klee and then you have a Eula and an Albedo, right? Still not that great, to be honest. You're still winning. You still have to win a 50-50. And if you lose, you get a gene. You're kind of like, well, I just wasted my limited pulls because apparently it's not Acquainted Fate. It's the limited one, which I don't know who thought this was the best idea in the entire world, in my personal opinion. So now you have 1 point charted towards that character, right? That means you must have another 80 pulls in order for you to get that character. But then you must be thinking, oh, but I assume it's going to carry over to the next patch, right? Apparently it does not. So like it's the same as the weapon banner, but like even worse because it uses limited wishes instead of Acquainted Fate. It would have been nice if they replaced the banner that we had with the Chronicles wishes, and it would rotate the characters or rotate the weapons every, like, I don't know, every few patches or something like that. That would have been 10 times more better, in my opinion, but overall, it basically, this is what it came to be. The second thing I wanted to tackle, on the whole thing was the character guiding level up, or whatever kind of like guide build thing, or whatever it's like talking about or so. It's kind of like, what's the point of it? Because usually an average Genshin player would just go search up on YouTube how to build a character, like how to build Chiori, how to build Traveler, how to build Kaya. No one's gonna really use this unless like you just don't want to go look it up. I guess this specific like feature that they added was pretty, I don't know, it was just pretty bad overall. And the one other thing too is Chiori herself. It's basically like if Kazuha and Kaching made a baby, Chiori would be the offspring, But then, then Zhongli came in and plowed Kaching for Geo element. I'm just not rolling with her as much. Because she like, don't get me wrong, I like Geo. But like, I don't know, something about this specific character just doesn't really feel great. Doesn't feel great, doesn't look great. It's just kind of like, why would I want to play someone like that if I already technically have it already? The other thing is, her passive is probably the most useless passive, especially if it's someone who just was going to join the game, right? And is going to be free to play, right? That means they're not going to get any of the skins. And the passive becomes useless for that individual. So it's not even worth it on top of that. And I don't know, to be frankly honest, it's just like, it's not like, for me specifically, I wouldn't bother rolling for this character. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, alright, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. So, it is what it is. So, and I know that Nouviette, I like to say Nouviette, and Kaz was in the second part of the banner. It's just kind of like, it's better just to go for them instead of going for Chiori, personally. But that's just me and my personal opinion. But, I have to say this is probably the worst patch of, well, yeah, I have to say it's probably the worst patch ever. Because as a veteran and a Genshin grandma who has played this game, right, since day -0 all the way until now, there's nothing really challenging compared to, like, what is it, the first season of Genshin before 2.0 or so, where we had Misty Dungeon. Well, that was in Inazuma, of course, but Hypostasis hypostasis symphonic or something like that, or symphony or something like that, where you can actually like put modifiers to test your, to test your characters to its max limit of how much you can do or so. And I have to say that one was probably like my most favorite event specifically compared to all the other ones, the hypostasis one and the Misty Dungeon. Everything else has kind of been mid, But anyways, I know this video is a little bit late, and wow, I'm editing other videos while I'm editing this one at the same time. So Mama's a little bit busy, so can't really do too much commentary, but I'll definitely do commentary every so often when I get the chance, of course, so anyways, this is me, Sonokonyaru. That's just my thoughts on the patch itself. I think it's pretty terrible. Just save for Alertino, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.